Guys, we managed to get out of there Friday night before the hammer fell because I want nothing more to do with these people. If I don't care if they're family or not, I've had it with them. And what happens after that's up to them. I don't have to care anymore for the most part. Anyway, a friend who will remain anonymous for now because he's fairly known in the fan community, but he does want to get out there. He managed to save our asses last night with a very timely donation, about $150. Got us Motel 6 for a couple nights. And we're already set for Thursday, so it's in between. We're going to be camping out apparently at some Walmart. At least the weather's going to be nice, so either be wandering around or at least we can catch a nap here and there. Anyway, as always, PayPal, Patreon, links down below. And I'm going to cut to something I actually did in the hotel room, but things got weird with the other stuff, so. This is partially a response to a Trekyards video from the other day about where is the engine room in the Enterprise. I've got an answer to that from my perspective, and I wouldn't mind getting some comments on the other view. I'd really like Doug Drexler's thing, because I think I got a pretty elegant solution set up there for mainly that big tube connection, because they're like, everyone wants to put this thing right under the nacelles. That's the wrong, even if you do, it's the wrong angle, because they're really kind of steep, but like that. If they're doing the nacelles, it'd be like that, about 45 degrees. They're close to 30, and besides, you got to cross. It's I just divorced the whole thing from the nacelles entirely and just put it somewhere in the middle. You'll see in a minute, and also a picture that's come out from behind the scenes of Discovery. It has got to be seen to believe, so stick around. Here's my solution here. Everyone wants to put those big tubes right under the nacelle struts. Well, one, the angle is all wrong, and two, they're also going the opposite way too. So, and also there's references that indicate that they have something to do with the engine, with the impulse engine. So my solution: split it off. Don't make it on either of them. And as you can see right here, I have made them the power distribution manifold with a intermix chamber warp core right below it. So what happens? It goes up there, and it wasn't really supposed to indicate anything about what, except that it looks big and impressive engine type of thing. So what it does is you got the intermix chamber down here. You got the antimatter pods and deuterium tanks up here. Feeds down here. Everything goes boom, gets channeled through here. Part of it goes up here to the warp nacelles through the struts. The other half gets fed up in here to the primary hull and the impulse engines. Now, yes, this is a fusion reactor. It doesn't really need it, and there's also some backup fusion reactors down here. But that's how I got it figured. So this way, you satisfy the references that indicate that it has to do with the warp engines and the impulse engines, because there's a little bit of both. That's what happens when you don't nail things down. You kind of make it up on the fly. So it's kind of, I don't know if it's best of both worlds, but it does kind of, more or less address both sides. And also, like Stuart was saying, what if, maneuver, procedure B, as in barricade, doesn't work and you go crashing on through here. You might take out some conduits, but you're not going to take out the entire warp core. And it's just, so we're talking maybe, a couple of days repair work as opposed to having to have a tug brought out and drag you back to a starbase. And this down here, I like the work B docking port. That's Petra Broomquist had a thing on one of the ships of the line calendar. So that's how I got it. And also, as far as engine rooms go, this was something. It was kind of start off as a joke during the discussion, because this is several years in the making. When it was on Trek BBS, hashing through all this. But to point out, the size and shape of the engine room changed dramatically between the first and second season. This is the second season engine room right here. This also goes with the fact that in the immunity syndrome, when the ship did a forward lurch, everyone was thrown back, which kind of indicates that forward is this way. On the same time, I figured, well, hey, what do you suppose maybe the first season, this was the main engine room. In between the first and second season, there was a bit of a refit. Now this is the main engine room. We don't know what was going on first season back here. But here's, the big thing in the middle. There's I actually refer to it in a lot of choice as the dilithium crystal converter assembly. There's where the crystals, come up with that little flat, lozenge thing. And this becomes main engineering. This one gets relegated to secondary status. But it's still there. And it probably mainly, focuses on the fusion reactors down below. And instead of being blocked off here, they just switch it around and put that little bulkhead right up here. And there's the hangar deck and machine shop. And that's pretty much my solution to the whole thing. And I'd kind of like to hear from Doug Drexler on this one if he's watching. Or if he's not, bring his attention to it. I'd like to hear it. Now, on other news, a little something from somebody working on Discovery. These are Klingons. Here we go. Somebody on there, from Andrew McKay, or hanging out with my new Klingon crew today on the set of Star Trek. What in the hell am I looking at here? I mean, did the Klingons kind of enslave the Sleestack and make them into sex slaves or something? 'Cause what is this? I mean, this is only 10 years before the original series. The Clamato, the tomato juice bottle on the table has more in common with the original series at this point than these guys. I mean, I don't know. They're in danger of losing the whole thing just on this. Because this bears no resemblance to even, any point. And maybe, I don't know. I could see this as kind of like Klingons from maybe going back to the time of Kahless himself. That's the kind of medieval thing, but TOS era Klingons? No freaking way. Somebody had better have a damn good explanation for this one. And sorry, temporal Cold War futzing things up doesn't qualify. Because I think the part thing is the timeline tends to correct itself, and this is, they are really about to blow it here with this. So, well, that's my stance on this. So, as always, Patreon, PayPals. One last little follow-up here. Just watched the interview with Alec Peters with Trekyards about the Axanar thing. It's like, yeah, what David Gerald said probably is true. Eventually, this would have happened because the stuff was getting so good, it would have got attention, and yeah, they couldn't ignore it for much longer. But it's a little thing that's understood when you're making, let's say, pirated goods, like be it a garage model kit, or like you're going on, like I do with Cafe Press, and you make stuff that isn't necessarily licensed. My Star Trek stuff is licensed, but other stuff not so much. You get away with it. Well, let's put it away. Everything you do along those lines is kind of poking the bear a little bit. Axanar kind of smacked the bear across the nose. It got to the point where you can't ignore this. It was just too big. And if I think if Alex had played a little cooler and a little less boisterous and a little like, we're gonna do it to the world with this, it's like we would have gotten away with it. We'd have gotten a 2-hour movie out of it. It would have been amazing. And pretty could have eked things out a little longer. And I don't think, like Star Trek Continues, I think they're probably going to finish the run anyway, what they'd planned. Just a little more gracefully, though. It's like, So, yeah. Future reference, guys. If you're doing stuff that kind of on the edge of piracy, don't poke the bear excessively, and really don't go up and slap the bear. This is what happens. You ruin the game for everybody else. Okay, as always, Patreon link down below. PayPal links down below. We still need help to keep this thing going here, because we got a room for we had a room for a couple of nights last night, and we got a room coming up on Thursday and Friday, so I can recover from surgery. After that, we're back to camping. I'm too damn old to be camping like this. Okay, you can tell by the gray beard. One of these days, I'm gonna get rid of the beard and get a haircut, and look more presentable. But for now, it's Grizzly Adams time, as you can tell. So. Every little bit helps, guys. It all adds up. So, talk at you later.